burning and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop.
Thank you everyone for being here. This is fantastic. Hannah and I prepared a little something over the last couple of weeks to just tell our story to you. So So as I was saying, thank you everybody for being here tonight, especially our guests all the way over from the States and from Europe. You literally traveled across the world to come and be here tonight, and we appreciate you. I understand the people coming from Bellville and Velgemoot side, it is far, but we appreciate you for being here too. It means so much to share this evening with you.
Now, some of you, probably most of you, have heard a version of our story. Some of you the short version, and some of you the long, but...
Tonight, you're going to hear a version that's just a little bit different.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned all around. I'd like to take a minute to sit right down and tell her how I became the princess of Cape Town. In Dallas, Texas, born and raised on MySpace is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, coding, yeah, I was homeschooled. But don't get confused, that don't make me no fool. Dated a couple of guys,
but they were no good.
Had to find someone outside my hood. I got on the flight, don't turn it around. I said, yo, hey, Captain,
Home to Cape Town.
As you all know, Hannah's journey actually started out with her flying over to Germany to go and visit Christine, who was staying there for work at the time. Christine on the decks, thank you very much.
Once I got to Germany, I realized quickly that with Christine working full-time and me wanting to travel, I needed to find a travel buddy. So I searched on forums, travel apps, etc. However, one day I was scrolling through Instagram. Wait, I forgot my prop. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw this big-time million-follower account had posted this video of this super cute guy, Ian, of course, singing none other than...
If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I can take you places you have never been before. Baby, take a chance, so you'll never ever know. I got money in my hands that I really like to blow. Swag, swag, swag on you. Chilling by the fire while we're eating fondue. I don't know about me, but I know about you. So hello to falsetto in 3, 2, swag. I'd like to be everything you are. And hey girl, let me talk to you. If I was your boyfriend, never let you go. Keep you on my arm, girl, you'd never be alone. And I could be a gentleman, anything you want. If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I'd never let you go.
Naturally, after seeing this super hot guy sing Justin Bieber, I had to go look at his profile. When I got to it, I first read his bio. It said,
South African musician traveling Europe with his best friend, who is none other than my best man, Marcel Harting, who is here with us today.
I thought to myself, you know, I'm also traveling Europe with my best friend. I'm also a singer. This guy's really hot. Like, why not send him a message and just see if our paths align? So I did. I sent him a direct message. I didn't realistically think that he'd respond, since at the time he had 30,000 followers, but lo and behold, he did.
see your boy post his DMs, so I hit him in his DMs. All live, yeah, I see him. Ain't no one man, okay, he's fruiting. It goes down in the DM.
It goes down. It goes down.
It goes down in the DM.
It goes down.
It goes down in the DM. It goes down in the DM.
It goes down. Yeah.
Goes down.
I'll be honest, if I'd known Hannah was this weird from the start, we probably wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, right.
Okay, maybe we still would.
Ian and I exchanged messages for a couple of weeks trying to see if our countries would align, but it actually just wasn't looking like it, so I kind of gave up on meeting this guy.
A few weeks later, I reached back out to Hannah and I asked her, "What have you been up to?"
I replied, "Hey, sorry, I haven't responded. I'm actually having a beer in Belgium right now."
And I messaged back, "No way, I'm in Belgium right now. Send me your location."
Your location is right, the vibrations. I don't need nothing else but you. At times I wonder why I feel.
It was fate. That night, I made plans to meet up with Hannah.
Whoa, wait, you missed a part.
You good?
Yeah. So I sent my location, and we were only a 5-minute walk away from each other.
What are the chances? And it was fate. So that night, I made plans to meet up with Hannah and Christine for a drink at the Hilton Hotel where they were staying.
Needless to say, that night we ended up drinking beer and singing Disney's High School Musical together in the hotel room all night with Christine as our audience.
Living in my own world, didn't understand that anything can happen if you take a chance.
I never believed in what I couldn't see. I never opened my eyes to all the possibilities.
And I know that something has changed. Never felt this way. And right here tonight, this could be the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh.
And now looking in your eyes, I know in my heart, the start of something new.
Start of something new.
From there, things just fell right into place. Ian and I ended up being in the same 4 countries at the exact same time. First Belgium, then Amsterdam, Germany, and then Switzerland. In fact, only 2 weeks into knowing each other in Switzerland, Ian told me he loved me. Looking back, he would say it was puppy love, but deep down, I think he already knew that one day I'd be Mrs. Jongh.
Not true.
So true.
Okay, maybe deep down.
I'll never forget when we were saying goodbye at the train station in Switzerland. He had already gotten on the train, and his luggage was next to him, and he ran back off, leaving it all behind just to give me one last kiss goodbye.
Luckily, I made it back just in time for the train not to go off without my luggage, which was super romantic, by the way. Hannah didn't think our relationship would turn into anything, as we literally lived across the world from each other, but I was persistent, so we kept chatting.
A few weeks after Ian had left Europe, I was riding on the bus back to Germany from somewhere when I got the most amazing voice note from Ian. He had written me a song.
Which is also super romantic, by the way.
Killing it.
You stole my heart right from the start. It was something special. Why we gotta be apart again? We'll be fine in the end. We'll travel the world and the seven seas. You stole my heart, you showed me how to believe again, how to breathe again. And I know it's all the time. Yeah, we'll be fine in the end. And that I know that you just got to believe in me.
At this stage, I was smitten, that's for sure. Ian and I kept talking every day for months. It came to a point that my travel visa was up and I was either going to have to leave Europe or accept a job offer in Germany or Spain.
Since Hannah had to be out of the Schengen area, I told her, why not just come and visit me here in South Africa? It started out that she would come for 2 weeks, and then we extended it to a month, to why not just come for the full 90 days to South Africa, and then you can go back to Europe to one of the jobs once that time is up.
I remember getting off the plane and going through customs. My heart was pounding. I walked out the doors, and there was Ian standing there, tears falling down his face as I practically ran with my 150 pounds of luggage into his arms.
She has way more luggage now. I then drove Hannah to my parents' house in Belleville to Arthur Street, number 22, where she was going to live in our spare room for 3 months. Well, I wasn't even there, because I was still at university in Simonsburg studying.
That first week, Ian and his family decided to show me around South Africa. Ian and I drove 3 hours just past the famous Ronnie's sex shop to go camping at the Warm Water Springs. From there, we met up with Ian's parents and sister, and then we went to Hermanus and Eiserfontein. We bride, we drank wine, and of course, we sang.
You can sing along, guys.
Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks, and now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. 3 months went by pretty quickly, and before we knew it, Hannah's visa was up. And Hannah and I had a big decision to make. What was going to happen to our future? Was she going to stay here in South Africa, or was she going to fly back to Europe?
I decided to leave it up to fate. I'd always told myself if I ever went back to school and studied, it would be in marketing. I decided to go to Stellenbosch University and see what post-grad programs they had available, as the new semester was due to start in a month's time. I stepped inside the applications office, and I asked the woman at the desk if I could see what programs they had. She looked up at me with disappointment in her eyes and said, "I'm so sorry, dear. All of our programs are closed for applications. Well, except one." "What is it?" I said. "Marketing," she said.
If we hadn't gotten enough signs up to this point, there was one other huge one coming. Hannah applied to the program, and we waited anxiously to hear whether she had made the cut, as this would mean that we would be spending a year together at the same university, which in the end we realized meant so much for our relationship. A few weeks later, we were driving up the west coast to none other than Eiserfontein, and she got an email. She had been accepted as one of 26 out of hundreds of applicants. And that was that. This American girl was now moving to South Africa, my home country. We then made it official as boyfriend and girlfriend, and that was the start of our lives together. We had our trials, but ultimately we grew together as a couple. We traveled together, we made wonderful close friends for life, of which many of you are here today, if not most. And during this time we fell in love with each other, and most importantly, or as importantly, South Africa. After 3 years together, in February of 2019, we were off to a weekend in London, in the city, with Christine and some of her friends. Me from Cape Town and Hannah from Texas, as she had been home visiting her friends and family for a few months.
It wasn't but 10 minutes into being at the Airbnb that Ian started fumbling nervously with the speaker, trying to play a song. He told me that since we hadn't been able to open our Christmas gifts, he wanted to do it now. But he wanted to do it before everyone else got there. All I could do was think about napping, as I hadn't slept the night before and was very jet-lagged. But Ian was determined for us to exchange our gifts then and there. He was persistent in playing Ed Sheeran's Perfect while we opened our gifts. I wasn't sure why, but I went with it.
I handed Hannah a piece of paper and asked her to read it. It was a poem from Peter Pan. Second star to the right. That had kind of been our thing as a couple. The second star to the right shines in the night for you, to tell you that the dreams you plan really can come true. The second star to the right shines with a light so rare, and if it's Neverland you need, its light will lead you there. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, so we'll know where you are. Gleaming in the skies above, lead us to the land we dream of. And when our journey is through, each time we say goodnight, we'll thank the little star that shines, the second star from the right.
My heart was pounding as I read the poem. What was happening? I looked up and Ian was holding out a box with a ring, crying and struggling to get out words. After several moments, I said, "Well, are you going to ask?"
I stammered, "Do you want to marry me?"
I replied, "Yes, of course," and leapt into his arms.
We were on cloud 9, and any of you who have had the engagement or married high understands it exactly as we do now, I'm sure.
Late that night, while the rest of the crew was still at the concert, Ian and I cried together while we danced to the song that he had played when he asked me to marry him.
I found love for me, and darling, just dive right in and follow my lead.
Well, I found a boy, beautiful and sweet. Oh, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me.
We were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was.
I will not give you up this time.
But darling, kiss me slow. Your heart is all I know, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song.
When you said you looked a mess,
I whispered underneath my breath, you heard it, darling, you look perfect tonight.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening.